Para.
Hello and welcome to Sacred Pause with your host, myself, Kelsey Keil. This is the podcast for anyone looking for a break, a quiet moment to just be, without any other obligations other than to get grounded, get in your heart, get out of your head, and to be still in whatever it is you're struggling with and desperately wanting to heal. Oftentimes, all we need in order to feel at peace is a sacred pause. Are you super fearful of something or a lot of things? Do you want to fear less so you can have more fun in your life and feel more freedom and love with everything you do? If you answered yes, I made this episode just for you. Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning in with me today. I appreciate and love you more than you know. I hope you're all having a great day and week so far and are enjoying your precious life as much as you possibly can, even though sometimes I know it's very hard. And real quick before we begin, if you haven't already done so, please hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss an episode. And if you're enjoying this podcast, it would help me out so much if you left me a quick rating and review. So today I want to chat about fears, all of our big and scary fears. It's the thing that holds people back or lifts people up. Although it can be debilitating at times, trust me, I've been there, you still and always will have the option of letting your fears lift you up and catapult you to where you want to be, or you can allow them to keep you stuck and scared. There are two acronyms I like to think about when talking about fears. Fear everything and run, or face everything and rise. These definitions couldn't be more perfect, and the more you choose one, the easier it will be to choose it again in the future. In other words, the more you face your fears head on and let whatever comes from it just come, the easier that choice will be in the future. And if you're here with me and listening to this, I'm assuming this is the preferable option for you, even though it's hard, even though it's scary. But you want to use this door because you know you can handle anything that comes your way. And you know that this door leads to freedom. This door leads to fun and joy and peace. Will there be pain as well? Of course, but there won't be any suffering. That's the difference. Pain is inevitable. If you are a human being, you will feel pain. So don't run from it. Embrace it. All pain is a feeling that guides you to areas of yourself, of your body, and of your life that need more love, need more attention and healing. That's it. So there's nothing to fear here. Truly. Remember that and trust that. I believe that the more pain you embrace equals the more amazingness you'll feel. Life is 50-50. 50% hard times, learning, growing, not necessarily quote-unquote fun. But this is why we're all here. To learn, to grow, to feel all the things, anything at all that comes up. So when you're in this space, try to embrace it, or dare I say, try to enjoy it, because these feelings aren't going to last forever. And the more you embrace and flow with it, the faster it will move through you, which means the faster you'll get to the other 50% of life, the fun, the happy side, the lighter side. And then eventually you will flow back to the other 50%, the growing pains. That's what you call life. That's normal, and that's exactly what is supposed to happen. If you're human and are growing, that's what's supposed to be happening. I would be concerned if you weren't feeling any of the hard things. That might mean that you aren't ever leaning into your fears and growing and are just staying stagnant, which, by the way, there's no problem at all with that. That's the great thing about living our lives. They're our lives, and we have the freedom to do whatever we want with them. And with that, I would say that even if you choose to not lean into your fears, there will still be pain and suffering because your heart, your soul, your spirit will always want more and will always want you to be and do what you truly want. And if you're constantly quieting down that part of you, you'll be suffering because fears will still come up. And the quote unquote problems arise when you resist the 50%. That's hard and painful. So the trick is to simply remember that it's all good. You're good. You're so safe. You're just a human being experiencing feelings, experiencing emotions, and this is all supposed to be happening, and it's happening perfectly. So what facing everything and rising could look like when you are having fears come up and are feeling pain in whatever way is to still show up for yourself and for others, regardless of the pain and fear you're feeling. You can still be enjoying and experiencing life while uncomfortable stuff is going on in the background. You can keep your fears at bay and let forward joy, peace, and presence. Now that is what I call a win-win. Yes, you may be feeling uncomfortable, growing pains, but that is awesome because that means you're feeling, you're healing, you're learning, and growing, all while you're still being yourself and having fun and enjoying whatever it is your human self is doing on the outside. Win-win. Even if it feels like you're faking it on the outside, embrace that because sometimes you will be doing exactly that, but it's actually much more than that. You are choosing not to let your fears, your pains, your uncomfortableness control you. You are way too strong for feelings to scare you off. Instead, you face them and you grow, and you repeat that over and over again until it becomes muscle memory. And on the contrary, the other option you have is to fear everything and run. And that may look like because you're feeling super vulnerable and uncomfortable on the inside, on the outside you show the same thing. You're being rude and impatient to yourself and to people around you. You may be distracting and buffering with food or alcohol or drugs or television. Just doing basically anything not to feel what you're feeling, simply because it doesn't feel good. I've done this a million times, and I know that's the more I choose this door, the more I'll choose it in the future. Because with this option, we're feeding the part of us that we don't necessarily like, and it's growing stronger and stronger. And the more we're in that state, this is what I call a lose-lose. But not really, because there's also a win in here as well. There are always positives. You just have to take the time to look for them. Because we're human, we will inevitably forget and fall back into this fearful, scary state. It will happen all the time. It just will. But the game is to become aware of it and get out as soon as you realize you did it again. It's no biggie. Life is the arena and awareness is the game. It's a very long game. It's a lifetime game. So we got to use this. This is where we can use our tool of awareness and strengthen it at the same time. There's no such thing as losing. There's no such thing as failing. There's only learning and growing. No matter what option you choose, no matter what happens in your life, it's all a win-win, all of it. Because no matter what it is, you'll either enjoy the heck out of it or you'll feel a lot of pain and will learn and grow from it as well. Or my favorite, you'll be doing both at the same time. You'll be learning and growing and feeling uncomfortable in the background while still experiencing and enjoying your human life on the outside. Sometimes I like to test myself if I'm really going through some stuff, if I'm moving through some internal fears, which, by the way, all of our fears, all internal and in our mind. So because these fears are all in my mind, it's up to me if I want to let it control me or let it ruin my happy vibes. So I'll ask Paige, did I seem happy this week? Did I look like I was struggling with anything? And the few times I've asked her, she said, you don't look like you're struggling with anything at all. You seem happy in yourself. And when I hear that, I'll just smile and take that as a big fat win. I love playing games like this with myself. I think it's fun and different, and it keeps me growing and learning in a super positive, fun way. Definitely try it out. Definitely. So next time one of your fears pops up, one of your insecurities, I'm not smart enough to do this. I'm not confident enough to do that. oh, I'm not pretty enough or good enough or prepared enough for that. Whatever the fear or worry is, they are actually all the same and can all be handled the same way. No matter what you're struggling with, you will always have these 3 options. Lean into these fears and rise, retract and run and distract, or again, my favorite, lean into your skin-crawling fears and rise and grow, all while still enjoying your human life on the outside. What will you choose? Thank you so much for listening to this episode. I appreciate and love you so much. If you haven't already subscribed, please go ahead and do that now and push that subscribe button. That way you'll never miss an episode. If you're enjoying Sacred Pause, please leave me a rating and review. I would absolutely love to hear from you, and it helps me out so much. If you think this episode could help a friend or family member even a little bit, please share this with them. I truly need all the help I can get, spreading my message of self-love, trust, and healing. And if you're interested in doing a Sacred Pause one-on-one with me, email me at kelseywkeil@gmail.com with the subject line saying Sacred Pause one-on-one. And lastly, if you want more of my content before my next episode, make sure to follow me on Instagram at Kelsey W. Keil for daily love and inspiration. Love and appreciate you all so much, and I'll talk to you next week.